Hi, this is Shweta Chordia and today we are going to discuss residential status. Why residential status is important? It is important because your income tax burden depends on your residential status. Which income of yours will be included for tax purposes will depend on whether you are resident or a non-resident. Is it related to citizenship? Because many a times while speaking we use word NRI, that is non-resident Indian. So let me tell you, there is no relationship between citizenship and residency. Citizenship is defined in Indian Citizenship Act 1955, which is afterwards amended in 2005, and residential status provisions are defined in Income Tax Act 1961. Basically, citizenship relates to the birth of your parents in India, whereas the provisions of residential status are different, that we are going to discuss in next slides. Basically, there are different rules for different type of a person. Income tax defines the term person to include 7 categories. First, individual. Second, Hindu undivided family. Third, partnership firm. Fourth, association of person or body of individual. Fifth, company. Sixth, local authority. And seventh, artificial juridical person. So each category of person will have different set of rules for deciding residential status. Further, the residential status is decided for each previous year. It's not like once it is decided that you are a resident in India, then you will be resident in India for your lifetime. It's not like that. The provisions have to be applied in each previous year, and that will decide whether you are resident or a non-resident. For the purpose of discussing rules of residential status, 7 categories as defined in term person are further grouped into 4 categories: individual, Hindu undivided family, company, and all the remaining types of person. In 4th category, it will include partnership firm, association of persons or body of individuals, local authority, and artificial juridical person. Let's discuss residential status of an individual. Under section 6 subsection 1, an individual is said to be resident in India in any previous year if he satisfies at least one of the basic conditions. First basic condition is he is in India in the previous year for a period of 182 days or more. This consists of around half a year, 6 months. It is half of 365 days. So you can remember accordingly. Second basic condition actually consists of 2 subconditions. He is in India for a period of 60 days or more during the previous year, and second subcondition is he is in India for 365 days or more during 4 years immediately preceding the previous year. Now let's discuss second basic condition with an example. Suppose we have to decide residential status of previous year 2021. So the person has to be in India for 60 days or more during the previous year 2021. For second subcondition, we need to move to previous 4 years, that is 2016-17, 17-18, 18-19 and 19-20. In these 4 years, the person has to be in India for 365 days or more. If both the subconditions are satisfied, then second basic condition is satisfied. Out of these two basic conditions, the individual has to satisfy any one for being resident in India. Once it is decided that the individual is resident in India, we have to move further and decide whether the individual is resident and ordinarily resident. So for being resident and ordinarily resident, he has to satisfy two additional conditions. First additional condition is he has been resident in India for at least 2 out of 10 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. That means if we have to decide about his residential status for 2021, then we have to move 10 years back. That is, we have to decide about his residential status from 2011 to 2020 in the span of 10 years, whether he is resident in India for 2 previous years. Second additional condition says that he has been in India for a period of 730 days or more during 7 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So we need to consider the span of last 7 years and we have to check whether he is in India for 730 days or more. Now this period of 730 days consists of 2 complete years, that is, it is double of 365 days. So here if we have to decide the residential status of 2021, then we need to move to previous 7 years, that is 2013-14, 14-15, 15-16, 16-17, 17-18, 18-19 and 19-20. In these 7 years, the person has to be in India for 730 days or more. Then your second additional condition will be satisfied. So here for additional conditions, the individual has to satisfy both the additional conditions, then only he will become resident and ordinarily resident. Now let's brief it out. If the individual satisfies one of the basic conditions, he becomes resident. If he does not satisfy any basic condition, he becomes non-resident. Once being resident, if he satisfies 2 additional conditions, he becomes ROR, that is resident and ordinarily resident. If he does not satisfy 2 additional conditions, he becomes RNOR, that is resident but not ordinarily resident. Now let's move to residential status of HUF. Hindu undivided family is a type of person where joint family business is run by all the members of family. The eldest person of family is considered as Karta of HUF, and Karta is responsible for all the activities of HUF. Even newborn baby in the family gets membership of HUF by his birth. Now let's move to provisions regarding residential status. If control and management of HUF is wholly or partly situated in India, then it becomes resident in India. Control and management means if business decisions are wholly or partly taken in India, then HUF is treated as resident in India. If control and management is wholly outside India, that means 100% outside India, then only the HUF will be treated as non-resident. Once it is decided that HUF is resident in India, then we have to move further and if Karta satisfies two additional conditions prescribed for individual, then the HUF becomes resident and ordinarily resident. If Karta does not satisfy two additional conditions prescribed for individual, then the HUF becomes resident but not ordinarily resident. Now next category is company form of organization. We very well know that company is an entity established under Companies Act. An Indian company is always resident in India. If it is established under Indian Act, it is always resident in India. A foreign company is resident. Now this is, we are talking about foreign company. So foreign company is resident only if control and management is wholly situated in India. That means 100% situated in India. If foreign companies control and management is at 100% situated in India, then it will be treated as resident, otherwise it will be non-resident. Now for company and all remaining form of organization, form of persons, there are only two categories, either resident or non-resident. Three categories exist only for individual and HUF. Now residential status of every other person that is partnership firm, local authority, AOP, BOI or artificial juridical person, this type of person is resident in India if control and management of their affairs are wholly or partly situated in India during the previous year. So the condition is like HUF, where control and management, if wholly or partly situated in India, the person becomes resident. If control and management is wholly situated outside India, then the person becomes non-resident. Now let's discuss the tax incidence. For tax incidence, the income is categorized into two parts, Indian income and foreign income. Indian income includes income accrued in India, means income which is earned in India, the income which is earned by working in India. Second category of income is income received in India. That is, you may have worked outside India, but the income is received in your Indian bank account. And third category here is income which is accrued as well as received in India. Means you have worked in India and income is also credited in your Indian bank account. That means Indian income includes either income accrued in India or income received in India or income accrued as well as received in India. Any type of income which does not fit into Indian income becomes our foreign income. The tax incidence is based on whether the income is Indian income or foreign income. In case of Indian income, it is taxable in India for all types of category, whether it is ROR, RNOR or NR. For all the three categories, Indian income is taxable in India. In case of foreign income, for ROR, it is taxable in India. For RNOR, it is taxable only if the business is controlled wholly or partly from India or profession is set up in India. For NR, it is not taxable in India. Means, in brief, we can conclude that for resident and ordinarily resident, all incomes from all over world are taxable in India. For non-resident, only Indian income is taxable in India, and for resident and not ordinarily resident, only foreign income which is taxable only if the business is controlled in India or profession is set up in India. In case of company form of organization and other organizations where there are only two categories of residential status, that is resident and non-resident, we need not consider the column of resident but not ordinarily resident. For them, for if the person is resident, then all incomes are taxable in India. All income from all over world are taxable in India. For non-resident, only Indian income is taxable in India. So for company and other types of organization, we will consider only column number 1, 2 and 4. Can a person be resident of more than one country at a time? So considering the provision, we can say that yes, the person can be resident of more than one country at a time. Now for clarifying your doubts, let's discuss few case studies. X comes to India for the first time on April 16, 2018. During his stay in India up to October 2020, he stays at Delhi up to April 10th, 2020, and thereafter he remains in Chennai till his departure from India. Determine his residential status for assessment year 21-22. That means previous year 2021 is the year in which we have to decide his residential status. So it doesn't make any difference whether he lives in Delhi or Chennai. It is sufficient if he lives in India. The person has come on April 16, 2018 and he remained consistently up to October 5, 2020 in India. That means for current previous year, his period of stay in India is from April 1st, 2020 to October 5th, 2020. That means he is in India if you count the period from April 1st to 2020 to October 5, 2020. It will be more than 182 days. So person is resident in India. We cannot decide whether he is ordinarily or not ordinarily resident because we don't have sufficient information. Next case is decide residential status for assessment year 21-22, that is previous year 2021, based on following. We are given financial year and period of stay. We have to consider the period of previous year 2021, where it is clearly seen that in 2021 he is in India for 189 days. So it is sufficient period for deciding his residency. He is resident in India during 2021. We cannot further classify him as ROR or RNOR due to lack of information. Now let's discuss the residential status. If the period of stay and financial years are given to us in this case study, so we have to decide residential status for 2021 previous year. For 2021, the period of stay is 180 days, which does not satisfy first basic condition. For second basic condition, first subpart of condition is satisfied, that is he is in India in 2021 for more than 60 days. For remaining previous 4 years, he has to be in India for 365 days or more, but it seems that he is not there in India for 365 days or more. The count of previous 4 years, that is 2016 to 2020, the last 4 years, he has been in India for only 265 days and not 365 days. So second basic condition is also not satisfied. Means prima facie, in this question it seems that he may be a resident. but we need to actually count the days, and then only we need to decide the residential status, or there will be googling. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you very soon with the next video. Thank you so much.